The project we're underway with right now is restoration of our blue whale skeleton, an icon of the museum here. It's been on exhibit for 27 years. In March, we disassembled the skeleton and shipped all of the bones up to Academy Studios in Novato. And during the last 9 months, they've gone through a process of cleaning the bones, stabilizing the bones with marine epoxies, repairing and building up the missing or broken or cracked or parts on it in order to get the specimen in a condition that it can be exhibited out to the public again. We also went through a complete new re-engineering of the skeleton, the support structure for it, so that we can allow the public to explore the specimen and walk all in underneath it again. And so we've had to upsize a little bit of the steel support structure that's holding this whole skeleton up. This is now a specimen that's composed of 4 different blue whales. We have a new skull and mandibles that we obtained from a blue whale that stranded in 2007 down in Ventura County. And we harvested the skull of that animal, which was a ship strike animal, died as a result of being hit by a ship. And over the last 9 months, we've gone through the process of cleaning all of that bone from the new skull and lower mandibles, and then shipping that up to Academy Studios, who then went through stabilizing and repairing and then reassembling that bone and creating all of the support structure to hold that those bones in position. And during the course of this 10 days, we're in the process now of reassembling this entire skeleton back on site here at the museum, to get this exhibit up and ready for the public to then be able to access it again and enjoy experiencing how big a blue whale is. I really love this exhibit because it's accessible to the public 24/7. You can park on the street and walk right over to the skeleton and experience it during the day or night. You don't have to come through the front gate of the museum and pay to have that experience. So it's an opportunity for the general public to begin to explore our natural history here in Santa Barbara County without having to pay initially, and it kind of perks your interest to want to go into the museum and experience the other exhibits that the museum has. We've had the opportunity this time around on the restoration of this whale to kind of revisit the anatomical placement and orientation of the individual bones on the skeleton, thinking carefully about where those bones are situated and how they're situated to make sure that we remount them and present them in the most anatomically correct way possible. And as a result, we've made some changes to the way in which the bones of the skeleton are mounted. We've reoriented the lower mandibles for a closed mouth display, with the mouth, pretending the mouth is closed on this animal. So it's made real changes in what that will look like on the skull. We've also reoriented the ribs to give more of a sleek look to how the ribs would sit in the animal when it's swimming through the water. And we've reoriented other things like hyoid bones and the sternum bone and bones like that around on the skeleton. So at the end of this process, I like to be able to say that this is the most anatomically correct mount of a blue whale, of any blue whales mounted so far for public display. You get pretty awestruck with an animal this size. Most awestruck when you're out on the water in a boat and you actually see how big these animals are in full life with all of the flesh on them. But I can tell you, when you're working on the bones, cleaning them and repairing them and putting them back together and lifting them and moving them around, you realize just how big these animals are. This skeleton here will be 73 feet 9 inches long in the remounted position. It's only a subadult male. It's not even a full adult male. So these things can get to 90 feet total length. So we don't even have a full-size blue whale on exhibit, and yet it's huge. The bones of the skull, you're looking at about 4,500 pounds of bone in the skull and lower mandibles. Each mandible, which are the largest bones of any animal to live on the earth, each of the lower jaws weigh 900 to 1,000 pounds apiece. They're about 19 feet long each. So you can't be, when you come to visit this whale and walk around it, you're going to be awestruck just on how big this is. It really puts you in perspective in terms of the size of this animal when you can get up so close and personal with it.